This week we are going to introduce our new coworker, Laura Two Names, as Daryl calls you. Did I tell you that?
Yes.
You Laura did. Two Names. Laura Hawkinsmith. She's our new museum educator, and we are very excited to have her. Hi, Laura.
Hello.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am originally from a small town in California, very much like Hobbs. It's called Yucaipa. It's in the high desert of Southern California. But then I went to school in San Diego, where I studied history at the University of California, San Diego, and started my museum career at the San Diego Maritime Museum, where I got to teach kids how to row a boat, line handle, and raise sails. So it was a lot of fun. And then I went to the East Coast and spent 18 years in Virginia, teaching kids, students, and adults about the United States military, the National Museum of the United States Navy, and then at the National Museum of the Marine Corps.
Nice. Now, you told us that you didn't actually start out to be an educator, right?
Right.
So how did that happen?
So I was an intern, a curatorial intern, much like Kim was here, and I hated it. I was writing text every day and researching, and I was good at it, but I just wasn't enjoying it. And one day, the director of education came over and was like, "We have little kids here. Would you like to teach them about 18th century seafaring?" And I was like, "Yes, I would." And so I put on a sailor shirt. I was playing the fife, sitting on the floor of the museum, and all these little kids came over, and I was talking to them about what it was like to be in the Continental Navy in the Revolutionary War, and I fell in love, and that was 20 years ago, and here I am.
That's awesome.
I would have been 7. No, I would have been 8 years ago.
Really?
Oh God. Well, maybe you were one of those kids if you had been on vacation.
I could have been. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, how fun. You just never know. The
Yeah,
museum is full of opportunities.
yeah, it's not just looking at old things.
It is not.
Not at all.
It is not. What do you love about museums?
I was going to say that's next.
What's there not to love about museums?
Old things?
Old things.
No. Or what's your favorite thing about working in a museum?
I just love how museums can just inspire people, and they're so cool. You go into a museum and you just get to see really cool stuff, whether it's, from a million years ago or a hands-on activity. It just gets people really excited about learning and exploring, and it's just really fun. I love it. One of the first museums that really got me into museums was our local county museum in San Bernardino, the San Bernardino County Museum. And they had this hallway with all this just old stuff, and one of which was a surgeon's kit from like the 1800s with like the trephine and the bone knife and like all of the different things. And I would go look at that and just stare at it, and I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And it just sort of got me into this love of artifacts. And fast forward a few years, I actually did a program called Guts, Gore, and Glory, Ship's Doctor's Box, and we taught kids about seafaring medicine right during the War of 1812. So
Wow.
It all came full circle.
I love that.
I do love the full circle thing. It's been our thing recently that we realized that we've all done something full circle. Because for you it was Titanic, and then I guess for the museum itself as an entity, it was when we started doing the radio, because it's kind of bringing the museum home, because the radio is right there on the campus. But geez, and then now with you, it's the whole, I haven't gotten my full circle yet.
Not yet.
You will. I mean, You're still a baby.
Yeah.
You're a baby curator.
It takes a while.
It does.
Also answer why you work at a museum?
I think so.
Well, I just sort of fell into it by accident.
It's just one of those, hey, I want to try that type of things.
Yeah, so when you're in high school and you have to fill out school applications, I don't know about you guys, I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up, like, at all. And I really liked history class, and so I was like, I'll go into history. And I really wanted to study abroad when I was an undergrad, but it was very close to 9/11, and my parents were very, unsure about me traveling abroad by myself. And so the University of California has the UC-DC program, where you go out and then you take classes and you intern. And most of the time it's political science students who want to work on Capitol Hill, and then there's a couple of us history people who work in museums. And I was like, oh, museums are cool. You know, like I like the San Bernardino County Museum and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, cool. And I was actually supposed to intern at the Holocaust Museum, but it didn't work out. And I was like, oh, the Navy. My grandfather was in the Navy. Sure. Like, okay. I just yeah. And they accepted me, and it sort of was my bread and butter for the next 18 years after that. So yeah, again, you never know.
You never know
what's going to happen. Yeah. So I completely fell into the museum field by accident.
Nice. Yeah. That was kind of our old boss too. He was a library director, and I turned into this guy saying, hey, I have all this cool stuff. Why don't you make a museum out of it?
What's your ambitions for our museum?
Ooh, yeah. So I really want to highlight the permanent collection more in the education field from my way perspective. So basically taking staked planes and making it a permanent part of the experience of museum goers here, visitors. So not only can we do it in the classroom, we can do it on staked planes, but online, but then when they come into the museum, they're not only seeing the special exhibition, we can actually take them through the permanent collection and really get them excited about homesteading and cowboys and
Because what did you have the epiphany of the other day, Laura?
oh my god. So I was laying in bed and I was like, staked planes. Oh my god, it's because they staked their claim on the homestead. I had no idea why it was called staked plains until I was lying there in my delirious state, and it all came into focus. And so it's important for us to teach kids why it's called staked plains.
See, that reminds me of the movie with Tom Cruise where they're Irish and they actually have to go stake the claim.
Yeah, and there's that great sculpture in, where is it? It's, is it in Missouri? I think it's in Missouri. Possibly in Kansas City. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But it's this great, like, covered wagon with these 6 horses jumping across the river because it's at the bell when they were able to go into and stake their claim. So basically, that is my goal, is to highlight the collection.
And I love that because it's just like me asking you questions about New Mexico. Like, we coming in to Hobbs have no idea what the staked plains is, the Llano Estacado, the anything, the playas, so yeah. Even people in town probably don't even remember what staked plains is.
I always just, whenever I talk about it, I always tell people, like, think of the westward expansion and homesteading. You're having to stake your claim, but people don't understand that you actually had to literally put a stake down and claim your homestead.
Right.
So, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Laura. We are very happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to
And
be
you
here.
will be hearing a lot more from her, whether it's in videos, on the radio, or just at events, because she has a lot of ideas, and we're going to have lots of fun.
We are. Absolutely.
So, we will see you next week on Museum Minute.
Bye, guys!